Hi everyone, welcome to Hongde Eats, the channel where I give you my unbiased opinion on the food I eat and whether I consider it value for money. Now I love Korean food, but even though I'm in Korea, I fancy a change. I'm trying a popular but relatively cheap Japanese restaurant in Hongde today called Sarukame, a ramen restaurant which is even listed in the Michelin guide. I'm expecting great things. The pictures on the menu show a couple of bowls of impressive looking ramen. If my food looks like this, I think I'll be happy. I'm here before 11:30, which is when the restaurant opens for lunchtime. I can see that they have two menus, one for lunch and one for dinner. All the prices look relatively reasonable, especially considering this place is listed in the Michelin guide. There's a seating area outside which I think is for waiting. I wasn't sure until more people started showing up, but they have a reservation system which relies on entering a Korean phone number, which I don't have. The staff told me that it wasn't a problem and that they will call me when it's my turn, so I really appreciated the service already. To order, you input the food and drink on the terminal and pay with a card. It's best if you decide beforehand on what you want, as there's only one terminal and others waiting to be seated. I'm going to go for the chicken ramen at 9,000 won, which is around £6, with a side of donbori at 3,800 won and a Japanese drink at 7,000 won. The machine didn't like my card, which has been a common problem for me in Korea, but they let me pay in cash anyway. The place has only been open for a few minutes and it's already busy. The staff work quite fast at cooking and getting the food out. Whilst I wait to grab the drink out the fridge. There's a selection here for Japanese drinks and this one catches my eye. I'm not sure what it is, but it's flavoured and only 3%. 7,000 won is starting to sound a bit expensive, but I'm guessing that this is because it's imported. This is made by Suntory, so it should be quite good. It smells a little sweet and when I taste it, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a little sweet, yes, but it's cool, fizzy, refreshing and light. I think it'll be the perfect accompaniment to ramen on a hot day. It hasn't taken them long, but my ramen and donbori are here. They look amazing, even better than what I was expecting. I'm going to try the donbori with chashu first. I was expecting thin slices of meat, but they've given me a lot of generous chunks topped with soy sauce, sesame seeds and an egg. The egg, when I break through, is perfect. It's got a rich yellow colour and it oozes out into the bowl. When I mix it all together, it gets nice and creamy. Let's try. So I have a small amount of rice, egg and pork on the chopsticks, which are slightly wet yet sticky. When I put it in my mouth, the first thing I can taste is the creaminess of the egg, followed by the slightly salty pork and individual grains of the perfectly cooked rice. It's delicious. At 3,800 won, I can tell you now that this is value for money and a side dish you have to try. The ramen, which is the main dish, looks quite simple, with a slightly dark chicken broth with little drops of fat, freshly made bouncy looking noodles, spring onions, springy bamboo pieces cut into generous strips, and of course the chashu, which they've hung half out of the bowl. I've already wasted time eating some of the donbori, so I'm worried about my noodles overcooking. I needn't have though, as when I bite into them they're still nice and firm. They have the perfect bite and have held some of the flavour of the broth. Delicious. The broth is well seasoned and you can tell it's chicken. It's not what I expected if I'm honest, it's quite rich, but I really like it and I think it's perfect with the noodles. The chashu is full of flavour. It's quite nice, but I was expecting it to be a little more melt in the mouth. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty amazing, especially since they use the blowtorch on it to increase the intensity of the flavour and make the restaurant smell great. I'm happy with everything so far. Even this bamboo or menma is lovely. It's springy and a little bit firm but not too crunchy. It's been cooked to perfection and it was actually one of my favourite parts of the meal. The egg is lovely too and I'm glad that they're generous by giving me a whole one. If you watch my other videos you'll know just how much I hate it when they give me half an egg. So is this place value for money? Yes, absolutely. Everything from the service to the atmosphere and the food is great. The price of the donbori and ramen totaling 12,800 won comes to about £7.80, which is incredibly cheap considering how good it is. I'd love to come back and try some of the other types of ramen, but I only have one stomach and not enough time. It's just after 12 and there's a bit of a queue here already. My advice is to get here early, otherwise you might be waiting for a long time. I'm walking back into the main area of Hongde to search for something that's entirely Korean and very traditional. Well, I don't know how traditional this place will actually be, but we'll see. Whilst I make my way there, please consider subscribing and leaving me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the video and what kind of food you love to eat. Here I am at what's called Craft Makgeolli Pub. Its opening time is 2 PM, so I had to walk around for a little while until it opened, but here I am. I'm not sure if it's any good, but according to Google, it's popular with tourists. First thing I see as I walk up the stairs is a 50% off Makgeolli promotion. This is a good start already. I like discounts. Since it's just turned 2 PM, I'm the first one here. The place looks pretty cool with windows on 2 sides, a little area for brewing makgeolli and the bar. The owner sits me down with a menu and I begin to look through. Now I'm not that hungry at the moment and I did ask the owner if I could order a drink without food, but he said no. I need to order food and looking at the menu I'm a little bit disheartened. It's all so expensive. I eventually decide on the fried beef with egg pancake at 21,000 won. Ouch. The owner begins to recommend me the makgeolli at 10,000 won, which he brews here on the premises. Now, I'm all for that, especially considering that there's a promotion on for 50% off. However, when I ask the owner, he tells me that I need the Naver app and to pay with that to be eligible. Right. Well, I don't have data on my phone and I don't know where I'd begin setting it up. To help me make a decision, I asked if I could sample some of his makgeolli, but he said a sample would cost me 5,000 won. 5,000 won. That's the cost of 1 litre of makgeolli. If you have the Naver app, that is. No thanks. I opt for the slightly cheaper and smaller strawberry makgeolli at 8,000 won. It comes in a 500ml jug at 3%, which sounds more sensible for me. However, the owner tells me that it's not real makgeolli if I drink it like that, and I should go for the proper one. I'm a little bit annoyed if I'm honest already. I'm the customer after all, and I should be able to choose what I want. So I go for the not real strawberry makgeolli. The not real makgeolli arrives a few minutes after, and it looks real to me. I like all the strawberry bits inside. Yes, it's a manly salmon pink, so don't worry about your masculinity and give it a try if you fancy it. So what's the verdict? Well, I can't say it tastes like makgeolli at all, but it's pleasant and quite drinkable. I don't care if it's not real makgeolli. I'm going to enjoy it. Okay, so my food's just arrived and... what the hell? What's happened to this piece here? Also, I have 5 1/4 pieces of beef, but when I look at the picture in the menu, there's something like 10 pieces. 21,000 won for this? Wow, that's really expensive. And I can say right now that it isn't value for money, regardless of what it tastes like. So here's the little piece. Let's try it on its own. Well, it's not bad actually. The batter is crispy and the beef is quite tender. Is there anything special? No. Trying it with the spicy seasoned leaf things, it tastes better. Is it the best I've had? No, not by a long shot. The one I had in Jeonju was far better if I'm honest, and I didn't feel that the price I paid was as bad considering it was in a touristic area. The owner is proud of his real makgeolli and he wants to take me on a tour. I'm not sure why he wants to show me, especially since I'm not drinking the real makgeolli. He must have a high pride since he wanted to charge me 5,000 won for a sip of it, so I'm not really that interested. At the end of the day, makgeolli is makgeolli. It's not beer, it's not wine, it's makgeolli, and it's made with 3 ingredients. Or maybe 4. I stopped listening. Is it value for money? No way. It's mega expensive for what you get, and it's a bit pretentious. Anyway, I'm done for today and feeling a bit grumpy, so I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time, bye!